In some parts of Africa, a chimp will eat a ton of meat a year.
These monkeys live in groups up to 400 strong, with no single leader.
Stone tool use is a rare skill among monkeys.
These monkeys hunt in groups, and they are a menace to society.
Being able to produce complex sounds comes down to a small, seemingly innocuous adaptation.
From wild hunting techniques to huge monkey swarms, get ready for some wild moment. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Mountain gorilla. The mountain gorillas are smaller than the lowland gorilla, but that doesn't mean they are tiny. No, they still weigh a little over 400 pounds, and that's enough to send a human running in the opposite direction. These heavyweights can carry 10 times the size of their body weight. Plus, they are known to be 6 times stronger than an average human. I wouldn't even want to test that. Would you look at their size? But we haven't come to the terrifying part yet. The mountain gorillas have a ferocious bite that is 2 times greater than that of a lion. If that's scary, hear this. Their bite is estimated to have a force of 1,300 pounds per inch. That's probably enough to damage a new car. It is a good thing that they don't like human, but they are somewhat like us.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
These gorillas are picky eaters. They only eat what they like. That means they will go on long trips and even shift to a new home, but they wouldn't get one bite of what they don't want in their mouth. Heck, they would die rather than eat bad food. Talk about royalty. Number 2. Eastern lowland gorillas. The eastern lowland gorillas are the largest of all gorillas.
Fewer than 7,000 remain, and they are only found in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
These guys can come up to nearly 550 pounds and stretch a little over 6.5 feet. That's massive, all right. But it isn't just that they are large. No, these gorillas are immensely powerful. They are 20 times stronger than a human. Lifting and throwing weights of over 3,000 pounds is no big deal for these gorillas. That's not all. Their punches aren't very pleasing to hear either, carrying a strong force of 1,300 to 2,700. These lads can leave the other wailing loudly in a boxing match. So, I'd suggest you keep out of their way. They might not have a taste for humans, but they surely don't like one bothering them. Number 3. Rhesus macaque. The rhesus macaques are quite fond of humans, but only if they are getting what they want out of them. That's right. These monkeys have learned the art of living with human. You can call them social, but I'd say it is smart, because they have no fear of anything. These monkeys live in troops of 20 to 200 individuals, roaming in cramped cities of Asia. They are small, sly, and extremely aggressive. They will get away with your hard-earned meal, and you'd be left only with the smell of it. You'll often spot these monkeys swinging around in the cities, looking for their next target. Some of them get so violent on their hunt that they do not hesitate while using their sharp canines. All I can say is, watch out while you're with them. Number 4. Chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are one of the most violent and ferocious animals on the planet. Once they reach the age of 8 years, they can go berserk. They are already 4 times stronger than a human and can throw solid punches. Even a human wrestler wouldn't stand a chance against these brutal animals. But here's what is absolutely terrifying about them. Their attacks aren't ordinary. They do not just punch a few times and back off. No, their attacks are enough to kill a grown man. They have no mercy on their opponents. Instead, they like to inflict pain. So, they will most likely hit you in the face, mutilate your hands and feet, and even go for the genitals if and when they get the chance. Although they are small, less than 4 to 5 feet in height, they are very strong. Most of all, they like to travel in packs with a leader in the front. The alpha is the largest and the most bulky of them all.
Some parts of Africa, a chimp will eat a ton of meat a year.
I wouldn't cross any of them. If you piss off the alpha, you are going to have the whole crowd chasing after you. Number 5. Langor Monkeys. Langor monkeys are considered to be gentle species, but that's not the story told in India. Apparently, these guys were brought in to control the rhesus macaques. The rhesus were creating havoc in the city and being an absolute menace. The people really thought that the way to manage monkeys was to bring in more monkeys. What happened next will shock you. The Langors caught on to the same violence as the rhesus and became even more terrible. A large horde of dozens of monkeys were found banging on windows and playing with locks to get into homes. A few of them were reported to be scratching and biting people to get a hold of food. Others got the taste of crops and raided the entire field. It was a disaster, to say the least. Number 6. Baboons. Baboons are one of the most aggressive monkeys. Weighing a little over 80 pounds, the baboons travel in troops.
These monkeys live in groups up to 400 strong, with no single leader.
The number of monkeys in a troop can be anywhere from a dozen to 100 individuals. so you can multiply their ferocity by 100 times. Some say their ferocious nature pops out only when they are provoked. I think they are wrong. The baboons are opportunistic feeders. They will wait and let the prey come to them. When they do, they both know who's going to end up winning. Farmers absolutely hate the baboons. They will come swinging and not just destroy the crops. No, these guys will attack sheep and antelopes too if that's how they feel that day. That's exactly what makes them terrifying. Number 7. Bonobos. Bonobos are often considered peaceful, but that's only for people who haven't been attacked by one. Here's why. According to a study, bonobos were 3 times more aggressive than chimps. Now, that may be the kind of aggression that people call cannibalism, but that doesn't make them any less scary. If they can attack each other, they can surely attack you and me. Although they usually only eat plants and fruits, they won't shy away from protecting their territory. If that means attacking when they are provoked, they will pounce on that opportunity and make the person regret ever coming near them. Plus, bonobos have been shown to be 100 times more aggressive than humans. It isn't a wild hoax either. There have been many cases where they were found to attack humans, leaving lethal bites and scratches all over their bodies. I think that's enough to tell people to stay far away from them. Number 8. Drill. Drills are a lot like mandrills, but their scary level peaks so high that they deserve a special call-out. These guys weigh a little over 40 pounds and grow up to 28 inches. That's a good enough size for a monkey, but it's probably not enough to scare away the predator. This is why you'll most likely find them in groups of either 20 to 30 individuals.
These notoriously reclusive animals aren't habituated to humans.
They will sleep at night, hunt in the day, and will pounce on anyone who dares to bother them, all in the form of large packs. But the most dangerous part about these monkeys is their alliances. There are many smaller groups of 10 to 30 monkeys who will join forces with other groups. This goes on until the group is large enough to rain terror in small cities, at least 100 monkeys. Plus, they are extremely menacing. Their teeth alone can rip a prey to shreds. So, having them in huge groups doesn't help anyone. Number 9. Crab-eating macaque. This isn't a wild joke. These monkeys do eat crab. Found near the sea, these monkeys are no more than 20 inches tall with pretty long tails. They are short and lightweight, not more than 20 pounds, but they are extremely intelligent. They go out on a hunt into the sea to find crabs. The monkeys will crack the crab shells open using the sharp teeth in their powerful jaws and gobble on them all day.
Stone tool use is a rare skill among monkeys, but these macaques can only benefit from it by being completely in tune with the cycles of nature.
But it is probably a long and tiring task for these monkeys. So they have adapted to the new life on the beach and go out on a wild hunt every day. Yes, you'll often spot these guys heckling with the visitors. They will snatch away random things from humans and won't give it back until they have gotten enough food out of them. I think that seems like a fair enough trade. Number 10. Cross-river gorillas. These are the world's rarest great apes with only 200 to 300 individuals left in the wild. But you'll spot this giant from a faraway distance. Towering up to nearly 5.9 feet and weighing 440 pounds, they are still quite big. Despite their huge sizes, they only go after plants and roots. But here's something that makes them look less of a terrifying monster. They create nests.
They live in the least accessible parts of the forest, usually rough mountainous terrains. You'd probably have to camp out in the mountains for a good month to see them if you're lucky.
It doesn't sound that big of a deal, but you just wait. The gorillas will either build a nest in the tree or on the ground, depending on the different season. But here's where it gets fascinating. If they eat fruits, they will even disperse seeds around the forest. They are kings and queens of eco-friendliness. Number 11. Gelada. Geladas are what you can call a beast monkey. Hey, I am not the one calling them that. Their own in Greek translates to beast ape. Who am I to contradict that? These guys weigh roughly 40 pounds and have a 20-inch long tail. Plus, they grow up to 20 to 30 inches, but it is their formidable appearance that keeps the people at bay.
Being able to produce complex sounds comes down to a small, seemingly innocuous adaptation.
The Geladas have white long hair on their heads and on their bodies. If these tufts of hair were all over their bodies, they would have easily been called the Yeti. They also have an hourglass-shaped mark on their chests called the Bleeding Heart. With sharp teeth and red eyes, anybody would be a fool to take them on in a voluntary battle. The good thing is that they do not attack humans, but they aren't shy of bothering. These guys can travel in large troops and raid the entire fields. They can turn it all to dust in a single afternoon, and there's barely anything you can do to stop them. Number 12. Capuchin monkeys. These monkeys only look cute from a distance. Up close, they are cunning, mischievous, and extremely aggressive. These guys do not weigh more than 10 pounds, but the way they attack, you'd think they will take your limb with them. The way they work is in big numbers.
Extraordinary behavior that has only recently been observed. They push their fingers into each other's eye sockets.
A group of 10 to 35 individuals will be putting their heads together to ambush and attack. Plus, they are extremely smart with a strategic mind to bring down anyone who aggravates them. It isn't just about brains either. They can get really ferocious. Don't go around underestimating them though. Their sharp bites can be just as overwhelming. They are a handful even as pets. Heck, they are even known to turn on their owners too. So, if you're a random stranger with a pesky spirit, they won't leave you unwounded. Their bite is strong enough to take away your finger. Wow, what a menace. Number 13, Howler Monkey. You wouldn't want to be near a howler monkey when they are howling. They are the loudest monkeys in the world and the loudest animals on land. If you want a bit of context, hear this. If you stand near these monkeys when they are howling, you can say goodbye to your ears because you might suffer from permanent hearing loss. That's not all. They have a range of noises to show to the people. From thunderous calls to deep growls, they can surely make some deafening sounds that are enough to send chills down your spine. Their calls can easily reach up to 3 miles. So, if you're that eager to hear them out, it is best to do it at a distance because they are nothing short of formidable. They are nearly 36 inches tall and have tails that are much longer than their bodies. Plus, it doesn't help that these monkeys travel in groups of 6 to 15 individuals. That only intensifies their loud growls and makes them a threat to anyone nearby. Number 14, Western lowland gorillas. These guys look pretty tough, don't they? One power-packed punch and you'd be thrown flat on the other side of the room. But would you believe me if I said that it is all just for show? Hear me out. The Western lowland gorillas are huge. If they are standing tall, they can easily tower over an average human with a staggering height of 6 feet. Plus, they can easily weigh up to 500 pounds. Boy, I wouldn't even want to stand near one. But here's the thing. They are the opposite of dangerous. They might look terrifying on the outside, but you won't see this gorilla coming after you. They will bang their massive arms on their chest to scare away the pesky intruders. But that's pretty much about it, because then it is time to go out on a mission to track down plants for food. Yes, these guys need at least 45 pounds of food in a single day. So it can be a long trip into the forest, but it won't be into the city. Number 15, orangutan. This is the orange monkey that people should admire only from a safe distance. This monkey stands at a height of 5 feet and weighs nearly 180 pounds. But even with this large stature, it is its arms that are terrifying. When the orangutans stretch their arms, they can reach up to a staggering length of 7 feet to the end of fingertips. Their hands are so long that you can see them almost touching the ground when the monkeys stand. But that's not all that's scary about them. These monkeys remain in the air about 90% of the time. You can hear them from a distance of a mile, but these calls aren't to welcome the other. No, they are threatening calls that keep the other orangutans far away from each other. What's funny is that they are one of the few monkeys that do not like to live in groups. They probably do not need the help either, considering they can battle off the intruder all by themselves. If you need any proof on that subject, do check how they have attacked an injured human. These powerful primates have even gone as far as killing a few people when they felt threatened or cornered. Lesson learned, give them their space. Number 16, spider monkey. If you spot these monkeys, you'll surely think that there is a spider walking among you. With their long legs and their huge tail, they look like large spiders swinging through the forest. The only thing that gives them away is that they travel in groups. They are quite lightweight. Their lanky bodies help them fly through the forest. If they want a break, their tails can help support their entire body weight.
Curious tails even have a bare patch of skin at the tip, much like the palm of a hand, for a more precise grip.
Now, that's almost like a superpower. The dangerous thing about these animals is that they move in troops. 15 to 25 individuals swing together and can rip anyone apart who dares come into their territory. Although they do not weigh more than 30 pounds, they can surely become aggressive. Plus, it doesn't help that they are loud. When they screech, you can feel the hair on your body rise up. Number 17, Mandrill. Mandrills are the largest monkeys in the world, but they have a lot more to show than just their size. Weighing up to 120 pounds, they come up to a height of 3 feet tall, but most importantly, they move in packs. If you spot them, you'll almost always find them in a large group of 20 to 100 monkeys. Sometimes, the group stretches over to 1,000 monkeys. Can you imagine stumbling upon a group of these ferocious monkeys? I think it is safe to say that you shouldn't go around teasing them, because then you'd have the whole group coming after you. It isn't like that they won't come after a human either. Oh, they will, especially if you pose a threat to their territory. These guys will show no hesitation in ripping you alive. Not to mention, mandrills can eat up a small snake and other small animals. So, I think that's a fair enough warning to everyone around them. Number 18, bald Wakari. These monkeys look anything but friendly. From the long and shaggy hair on their bodies to their bright red faces, there is little that gives you comfort about them. Plus, they are not very bulky. That gives their bald head a skeleton-like appearance.
Unlike most primates, bald Wakaris have very short tails and long coats.
It is almost as if you're seeing a red skull peeking back at you. Not only that, imagine tens of these red skulls looking at you. Because these guys live in groups, they can easily cross 100 individuals. Number 19, Japanese macaques. The Japanese macaques are also called bathing monkeys. Do you know why? That's because these monkeys are fond of the hot springs. One day, they found a hot spring and probably said, "Hey, that's one way to keep yourself warm." The rest is history.
Macaques that live in colder climates tend to be heavier than the southern ones. The added weight helps them deal with the cold.
They were intelligent enough to figure that out. So you can imagine the havoc they would create if things went haywire. You don't have to imagine though. A small city in Japan was raided by these monkeys and the apparently violent siege went on for 3 long weeks. These guys were everywhere, biting and punching people, breaking into homes, and attacking children. Heck, there were even reports of monkeys trying to snatch baby. No one was injured, but it does raise a question. Why did they even go on this rampage? Number 20, slow loris. These primates look small and cute, but that's only for show. Can you guess why? They are the only venomous primate in the entire world. Yeah, these furballs are the most lethal primate that you can encounter. One bite and you'll be catering that wound for ages. That's only if you manage to survive. That's right. Once the venom is activated, there is a lot of pain and swelling in the wound that will take days to heal. But if it seeps through long enough, it can kill reptiles and mammals, even humans. Do you still think he is cute? Plus, this primate is a lurker. You'll find him often on trees, staying still for hours long gone.
He uses his spindly limbs to maneuver through spindly branches.
The way they freeze when they get startled, you'd think that they have passed away. But that's far from it, because they will be planning to poison you. Nature is a weird place. Number 21, mouse lemur. Mouse lemurs are the smallest primates in the world. You'd think you're looking at a tiny mouse, but this isn't any rodent. They are an entirely different species. The one unique thing about these animals is that they urinate to mark their territory, leaving the smell all over the place. If you catch a whiff somewhere, it is best to stay behind. They might not get aggressive with you up front, but they will surely defend their territory. They will bite, scratch, and even cause serious injury to people. Number 22, Gibbon. Gibbons are high jumpers, and they will flex that skill right in front of you. Well, you can't blame them, because they are pretty much the nerds of the group. Other species are specialized to one task. Either they jump high, or they swing long distances. But not these guys. No, they can swing, walk, climb, and jump. You'll see them leaping 30 feet into the air like it is no big deal, but you definitely won't want one coming near you. These monkeys can get pretty aggressive and you'd never see it coming. Some people say that its bite is similar to that of a dog's bite, but people who have been bitten claim that it is far worse. It is strong enough to break a finger. They don't need to tell me twice. Number 23, Cabus monkeys. Cabus monkeys are quite unique. The black fur and the white shaggy hair on their bodies make them stand out of the crowd. But are they dangerous too? Not at all. Thank goodness for that, because these guys look like they would turn aggressive if you rub them off the wrong way. The Cabus monkeys travel in small troops, about 5 to 10 individuals in one group. They are pretty loyal to each other too. Once they form a group, that's permanent for life. Maybe humans should learn something from them. Apart from that, they are high jumpers and they like to brag about it too. They will stay in the trees, often swinging and leaping from one tree to another. The only time they do come down is to eat soil. Boy, does that sound like a meal worthy enough to go down for? Apparently, it is to these monkeys. Number 24, Kapuni. The Kapuni monkeys tell a tale like no other. They were thought to be a myth and a spirit animal among the locals. But then suddenly, they changed the narrative when they were spotted by a bunch of tourists in the forest. Scientists later found that there are only 1,000 of these species left. This is why they probably never came out in the open. Another reason that they remained undiscovered for so long is that they are runners. You won't be able to get 60 feet near them, and they will already be off in the other direction. So, You won't have to worry about them being a danger to you, but their shaggy hair and their big bodies might make you tremble. That's all, folks. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and hit subscribe. Which of these primates would you want to meet? Is there any that would send you running in the opposite direction? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and goodbye.